gentlemen, welcome stat checking community to the latest installment of the 2025 CYFS Invitational Lead-In podcast series. Yours truly, probably the third or fourth most successful left-handed golfer in the Invitational history, Joshua Scudella, will be steering the ship tonight. Joining me, a cast of men. First of all, top left, my B-grade compadre, Tony Qatar. Welcome, Tony.
Hey guys, good to be back. Another week, another pod. Shout out to Benny Jones. I think he had a really decent round tonight at the Ridge by the looks of things.
Okay, I'm liking this shout out series. Very, very good. To his right, the most successful player, right or left-handed, James the Goat Morrison.
Good evening, everybody. Big shout out to Trevor Carson over in Armidale. I know he's an avid listener, so yeah, hello, Trev.
Yeah,
T.
Carson.
Still.
Underneath him, in more ways than one, the president, Mr. Ian Suarez.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to give a shout out to Colin Chapman.
Chap dogs.
Colin Chapman, okay. To his left, the man, the myth, the legend, Jared Wells.
Hello again, everybody. My shout out tonight and welfare check to Pete Smith.
I didn't want to go there.
And finally, Don.
Yeah, great to be here again, guys. Can't remember what number we're up to, but shout out to a man who's played a lot of these, but will miss out this year. If there is any unforeseen circumstances, Matthew Drake still involved in the community. Shout out to him. Unlucky that he couldn't make D grade this year, but I'm sure he'll really look for a spot in the coming years. So great shout out to him.
Yeah, I do get a weekly text from the Drizz. Anyone pulled out yet? Which is a nice touch.
What about the golf stuff? Does he talk about golf?
Look, action-packed tonight. I believe at the end of the program, we will be exclusively revealing the starting holes, which many people, myself included, think is a very important aspect. But we're going to start with an around the grounds. I don't really know what happened, so I'll turn over to Don. You can start.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've had a few recent rounds. I know I travelled out to lovely Oak Point on Sunday with Swar, myself. Who else do we have, Swar? Not many to name. I was only thinking about my team. Was anything about you?
Jungi.
Oh, yeah, Jung.
Isaac Jung.
It was great. Isaac Oyongi out there. Well, the less said about him, the better. I think he's still trying to have his second shot on the first hole we played. He took that long to set up. But not a bad round. It didn't help that we had torrential rain for the first three holes and then about 40 degrees for the last three. So not the worst conditions, not the best golf, but plenty to work on. As Swar said, his game's nearly there. So I'm really excited about what he brings come December 29. And he knows where his best golf lives and he knows where my best golf lives now. And we do have something being cooked up at the moment for next week, which I'm not sure if it will reveal that to our sources, but it's looking like we've got some positives going into next week.
Okay, Tony, would you like to continue that chat?
Well, it was one of those weekends where I actually didn't play golf, but
What?
on Friday, Jimmy, myself, Dukes, and Mark Butler headed out to Oatlands up Parramatta way.
Oh, we knew this. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
How did this go? Yes.
The less said about the day, the better.
It was.
Was the drive?
The drive was terrible, but we'll leave that alone. But I think the
How
weather
many traffic
was
lights, Jimmy?
not that many. It was like $60 in tolls or something. It was just like the course is under construction, which is not ideal. But the course still played well, so don't get me wrong. It was still really, really nice. But the weather was terrible. It drizzled the whole day until the 17th hole or 18th hole.
Oh, yeah, Friday was a
Literally
Weird day, yeah.
it drizzled the whole time.
I thought that day, I'm like, oh, they're probably not playing because it was just drizzling, and lo and behold, you guys all played. Credit to you.
Well, I don't know what,
$127 later, too, right? So
Yeah.
if
See, I tell you
Is
what.
that how much it cost?
yeah, that's not a joke. We were off
for
the
a
Tiger
course under
teams.
construction. Holy
the
smokes.
clubhouse was.
The clubhouse is.
Yeah.
The course
Not the
is
course.
not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They lost
How-
one tee box, I think. That's about it. Nothing
How
crazy.
did you start, Jimmy?
I think I wiped the first four.
Yes.
I was
And
ready to
if
go.
I, and if
I'm
and,
ready to go home.
and if I know Jimmy, that wouldn't have affected the rest of his day. He would have been a really positive guy after that.
I was pretty negative for quite a number of holes, but it didn't like it was fine. After that, it was just
What did
not
you
a
What
good
did you say
combination.
to me,
Bad
Jim?
golf and bad weather is not a good combo.
What would you have rather been doing, Jim? What did you say to me on the
On the
course?
17th, I said I think I would have had more fun sitting at home ripping my toenails out.
Ian Suarez, could you give us, how were you over the last week?
I just played the Sunday round with Donny. That was the only golf I got out to get. I got to play on the weekend, but I'm looking forward to playing a bit more this weekend, hopefully.
Can you just confirm, Swar, there was a stat check floating around last week's pod. So last Wednesday was your beautiful partner's birthday. Thursday, you were the Bubba Valley Buffon. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. That is correct. So whoever, I think, Jimmy, I think you get a stat check there. Anyway, we'll
I'll accept it just because of poor communication, but that's fine.
Can we hear more about the five-a-side result?
Yeah, absolutely.
We won 6-3.
Wow.
You let in 3 goals as before.
Yep.
Okay.
So, in-depth.
Do you
in-depth
consider
analysis.
that a good game? Do you consider that a good game, Simon?
I made probably half a dozen saves. So
Okay.
There you
it's a
go.
very good game.
So it could have been 6-9. Okay.
Defense's fault. Not yours.
Shock, do you have much to add to what's already been said?
No, not really. I didn't play on the weekend. Might play this Sunday. That's about all I can add, really.
Riveting stuff. Okay. Well, I think without further ado, a man who I spoke to this afternoon, he will be coming off the back fence circa Martin Lang at Shark Park 2007. Tony, which team are we previewing first?
I believe we're previewing Royal tonight with the captain, Robbie Scadella, B. Trewin. Is it Brad? I don't know.
Brent.
Trevor Stav and Gary Weston.
Very close. Very close. What a sign.
Jimmy, I was going to ask
hang
you
on, before we move on, can
Yeah.
someone correct that, please?
Yes, it is Robert Scadella, Brent Trewin in B grade. It is Tony Stav in C grade, and it's Greg, the best Western, in D grade.
Okay.
So I was going to say I was working my way around the screen. I was going to ask Jimmy what he thought, but he probably only knows 2 people. So Jimmy would just be like, I don't know any of these guys. So I'm going to go to Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn, give us your initial reaction. You're the Brent Trewin connection here.
Yes, yeah, correct. I've worked with Brent for a while, known him for a very long time, personal friend, and actually, history be known that he bought Antonio's old 3-wood or 5-wood, Tony, at Cogger back in the day. You remember that?
Yeah.
He bought it off you in the back of the car park.
Yes.
Which, classic dodgy Lebanese material. But he is also, which it's probably gone under the radar, him and Jared Patira are both members at Brighton Lakes Golf Course. So it does give them a bit of a leg up, something that we may not have been aware of. His last round there, he didn't light it up. I wouldn't say he lit up the course. But he did just purchase clubs not that long ago of a new variety. He came into a little bit of money in the form of losing his job. So that's okay. He's got plenty of time. But no, he's working on his golf game and he's looking forward to it. And he may be out on course next Tuesday with a couple of other people that will be looking forward to a game.
You lost his job. Aren't you his boss?
Incorrect. Colleague, a former colleague we could go with.
I remember you were telling me one time that everyone in the office used to call him Censor because he only worked as someone walked past.
Yeah. Well, it was actually foreskin because when it got hard, he went away. So no one could see him again. But that was just a couple of ones that got thrown around. But he's actually he's a really lovely guy. So I won't speak any more shit about him.
Speaking of foreskin, Swar, no, we'll get that edited out.
No comment.
It's staying in. I'm not going to edit tonight.
Swar, your well-publicised H2O Cup history with Scadella. Give us your thoughts you've played a bit of golf with Tony Stav as well, I believe, over the course.
Yes.
What do you sort of think here?
Yes. I think it's a really, really well combined team. I think Tony Stav will work well. Rob is a really good team player. Anyone who's played team golf with Rob knows he brings spirit and energy and also enthusiasm. So he'll make sure the team's ready on the day, and he'll guide the team through. Even if he's not playing his best golf, he'll make sure the team is playing their best golf.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. Chock, Greg Weston is your uncle?
Uncle, yes. Yes. Look, how long have you got? I could talk about his golf game till the cows come home. But... Does he play golf?
I heard he's quite a player, Chock. He plays,
Does he play
plays
golf?
twice a week, doesn't he?
No, he does not play golf. Does he own golf clubs that were made in the last 50 years? Probably not. Apart from that, he's a really good guy. This team will get on well. They'll have a lot of fun. As to the quality of the golf, I don't know how good it's going to be. I think this team...
Well, I've always said it's all about having fun.
Yeah. I think this team could really surprise us. And by surprise us, I mean, if they shoot under par, I'd be surprised.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I think on that note,
Whoa.
I think we bring in the
Every
You
player
said
that
have
you
a tough
brought
morning.
into this year, Chock, you've said not very nice things about.
And he's the best Western. But I hate to see Reese go around.
Jimmy, I'm assuming you're letting in the Royal
Yeah,
Captain.
we'll bring Rob in now. Roberto.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Oh,
Not
Robert.
too bad,
Welcome.
Robbie.
Hello.
The Blue
Off
House.
the row.
Row captain.
You,
Okay.
you painted the house, Robbie.
Winning captain, boys. Winning. Never get that.
Yeah.
Rob in the big blue house.
The Royal House,
Robbie-
mate. Royal. Let's get it
The
right.
Royal
eh?
House.
Oh, sorry.
Robbie, or as some call you, Dad. How's things?
Good. Very good, mate. Been on a bit of a speaking tour, talking about obviously the big win at Osro this year and rags to riches last year in the CYFS. A lot of the learned scholars in the room reckon we were going to come, I think it was last. Was it? You
I don't
know,
remember that. I don't
if
remember
it wasn't
Daddy.
for a failed go-back system, I think we would have won it. But anyway, these things
Yeah,
happen.
look, that before we get into this year's, I feel like there's some things you want to get off your chest. Now, last year's team, yourself, Bruno, Jay Devine, M. Fleming.
Good
Some
side.
on this
Very, very
panel
good side.
who they can put their hand up if they like. They tipped you to come last, and I know you know that.
I know, and it still burns me. And it was the Osprey we were never going to win. They even changed the format so we wouldn't win. Anyway,
Talk
these
us through
things
the day,
happen,
Rob.
guys. Sorry?
Last year, Rob. Talk us through the day and how your team gelled last year. You shot 8 under.
Actually, we played really well. My C&D grader obviously stepped up. I think I did enough to sort of carry us through. Bruno was ever reliable. Look, 8 under, we didn't think we'd win it. We thought we'd sort of nudge the top. It was quite impressive. We came in and we found we were tied for first. Bit disappointed that the countback went for the last nine. They were their first holes, but these things happen.
What hole did you guys start on last year?
18.
Right.
18 with us.
Yeah. We were the group ahead of you. We were watching you putting all your balls in the water, Josh.
I think that's true. Finish midfield. That's fine. We'll talk about that later.
Where did you start, Jimmy, last year?
One of the holes. They quite remember. Well, I was behind. I think I was behind Donny.
Shaft was hole
We
12.
started on the 12th. Yeah, 12th hole. Jimmy was behind us. I think he saw us made a really conservative par just to start the day off. Really good.
Robbie,
Using A greater shot.
-8 obviously was the best score last year. Do you think that was sort of the best you could have shot? Like, do you think that was a crazy score?
I think we overachieved with 8 under. we sunk all our putts. We didn't sort of leave anything. We didn't leave anything out there really, and there was a couple of holes that Divine got us through on with some miraculous shots.
Yeah.
I think he's 125 metre putt to put us in for a birdie on one of the par fours really helped us.
Wow.
But stuff like that. But look, I think 800 was as good as we were going to get.
Yeah. What do you think will be the winning score this year and the losing score this year?
Look, I reckon maybe 9-10 under this year will get it. There's some good A graders in this year. I reckon par -1 might be a losing score.
Yep.
It's not that hard a course at the end of the day. It just depends how you all come together.
Robbie, you've been in every invitational now. Shenki's captain going back to year one, the inaugural captain, inaugural winner. You've played with some fairly handy C graders, B graders, D graders in your time. Jason Devine is a name that keeps being thrown up. I think he's almost being named in every podcast. Is he the best C grader you've had as part of your team? And I know you had a pretty good one year one when you won the whole thing. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but just how does he sort of rank amongst other C graders you've had, I guess?
Well, he was the D grader last year, wasn't he?
He was D grade last year.
Oh, even better.
That's great.
He played out of his skin. He was a pleasant surprise on how good he was. Like, he's never going to hit the ball a million miles, but he was up the middle. I don't think we had any problem getting rid of his 3 shots in the first 5 or 6 holes. We could have taken 3 of his shots up the middle. So whoever's got him this year, they'll do well. His brother's not so good from what I hear, but JD, he's pretty good.
There's the bus. The bus has started up early.
Robbie in the shade of one was not an attack. I thought, yeah, that was quite a.
Robbie, you are.
I don't want to start on Brad Hawkins, do I? He'd be my worst. He'd be my worst teammate. Anyway, that's for another day.
We're talking about Osro. Obviously, you led your team to a victory. You took down the juggernaut that was Kev Dart. Obviously you played well that weekend. Where's your golf game at now, and how often are you playing at the moment?
He's
a rehearsal every afternoon, isn't he?
I'm tapering. I'll start building for the big season shortly. Golf's not one on the course. Golf's one away from the course.
Is that right?
Just ask Pete Smith. But no, look, I won an Osro with 1 game under my belt. I came equal first last year with about 3 games under my belt. So I think I've got it down pat. Josh has taught me well.
Robbie, just before we get into your predictions, there's one more thing I wanted to discuss. This year marks the return of one Cameron Jones, a man who famously in these parts is known as the arborist, thanks to you.
Mate.
Can you talk us through Cameron Jones's round in circa 2017, maybe 18?
That was at Georges River, from memory.
Georges River.
I think we spent more time looking at the birds and the fauna than we did on the fairways with Brad. I don't know what it was. He wasn't slicing. He was having the whole cake. He was that bad. I don't know what it was. I think he just had his day in nature. He just wanted to look how we could cut trees down, the way they fell, what was living in the bushes, looking for snakes.
I was told they called the RSPCA at one stage because it was endangering too many lives. Is that correct?
Well, I heard there was a tree preservation order put out against him. That's why you guys never went back. But anyway, George Rivers is a better place for us not being there. But
anyway, I'm sure there'll be a warm embrace between you and Cameron on the practice green this year.
I'm thinking of getting rid of my ball skip and just bringing a chainsaw.
Robbie, I know you love getting the bus out. You've already got it out on Shane Devine. Can you challenge the bus at a complete team that you think's going to come last?
Well, I was going to say Bruno's team because I know Bruno's the captain of your team, Chock. You'll just be a passenger because he'll be telling you how to play, what to play, and how to play it. Because I've played with him for the last 3 or 4 years. So good luck, Chock. just agree and say yeah, and he'll tell you how many times he's beat you at the Osro too, Chock. But you know what? You'll get through that. I don't believe Alaska's going to come last. I think Pete Smith's still smoking mirrors. I think he's been doing the real hard yards. I see him as a definite contender. Ian Saws, very good player. I played with Ian. I was a bit disappointed I didn't get him some B grader this year, bring the old H2O Cup back into fruition. But you know what? I'm sure Donny will bring him down, the poor bloke. You know, Donny's got to look for a scapegoat somewhere. Ian will give you 15 good shots. Donny will just not pick him. He's like,
I just hope Barb doesn't. I hope Barb doesn't listen to the podcast. That way I can shame her after the round.
For coming last, I'll tell you what, I think it's a really strong field. I think McCarthy's in trouble, maybe, and maybe Carson. They're my smokies for a count back for coming last.
Good news there. Just reporting on Daniel McCarthy. Haven't had any reports from the bridges nearby, so we should be all right in the clear at the moment. Sorry, back to you guys.
Is it too late for Pete Smith to get a call to go to Queensland for the family yet? Has he sort of put that card up yet?
You never know.
I think he's going to Scotland.
Who do you think are the contenders? Where do you think the winners will be?
Oh, look, any team with Daniel Lamana, it's got to be a threat, hasn't it?
Threat of a fight.
Just for the bet. It's just not for the bet. Marky Wells, like he'll hit the ball out of sight. Lamana can only count so far, so that might help their score.
Robbie, you've had Paulie Mack a couple of times in D grade, I think.
Yeah, good putter. Good hair. Good for a chat.
Good putter.
Leave it at that.
Does he use putter?
No, Paulie Mack, great bloke. Great bloke.
He is. Oh, I like it.
Anyway, good to see you got with Mark Wells this year. Anyway, we can talk about grandkids and that like they can. So
I think it's time to tell it down the barrel. Tony, I'll start with you. Where do you have Team Royale finishing?
I've got them in third this year. Ooh. I think like Robbie's got the experience, and you know what it takes to win, especially when you've got a really crappy D grader over here. But I think I'm just worried about how much golf you're going to get in between now and the Invitational. That's my only concern.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting stat. Before I get to Jimmy, all the original Shankies are on this call. I've just realised. Anyway, Jimmy, over to you.
Yeah. You know, we dominate in the committee. We dominate, on the course. It happens. My team ranking for Royal. Now I apologise, Robbie.
You can't say that.
I've got you. I've got
Jimmy
you guys
gets away with anything because he just says, "I'm sorry."
12th position.
Oh wow!
It's not last. There's a few below you.
I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair to the tipsters. I've got Royal in 15th position.
Did you tip me last year?
Mate, and look where you came. It's a good sign for you, I promise. It's golfing. It's golfing output more than golfing input. The output of golf at the moment is not very high from this side.
All I can say, Donny, I hope the bloke who's doing your tattoos isn't waiting for you to come back because he's going to go hungry.
He's over in London, so I don't reckon I'm going to find him. We'll see how we go.
Then he should be in no hurry to come back.
The Prez.
I've got Royal in 8th, but I do think they are a smoky to win it. I reckon it'll be their D grader, which will probably trouble them.
I also have them in 8th, and I've left Chalk last because I have a feeling I know where this is headed.
I think.
Okay, should Chalk be saying or should be Bruno saying? I don't know. I'm confused.
This is coming straight from Bruno.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
The captain is terrible. No. Obviously, the captain knows what he's doing.
Chip, brother.
He's been there. He's done it before, though he's not playing much golf. The B grader, he's just got a new set of irons. I don't know if that's the right move to make. Tony Stav, he came last 2 years ago. And the D grader, I don't know if he plays golf. I have Royal in 16th position.
Should we call for a bet? Can I get in the Tim Wilson, Daniel Lamana bandwagon?
I tell you what,
Bruno and Chalk.
I feel
Big
less
Robbie
sorry
Lallana.
for my. I feel less sorry for my 12th rank now. To be
Yeah.
fair.
And you signed up. You signed up people that don't play golf Chalk, this year.
But Chalk, you play golf and you're going to come last.
Oh.
Oh,
There's definitely a bet coming. Just before we get too carried away, Copilot, our co-sponsor of the podcast here, have said that Rob and Stav are reliable. Trellin, is it Trellin?
Trellin, mate. Trellin, yep.
Trellin and Weston are debutantes. They're a solid team with veteran anchors, and it puts you guys in 4th position.
So there you go.
wow.
I did say I have been listening, and I've been trying to download Copilot just for the fact that you guys have been plugging them.
There you go. It's working.
Mention this CYFS for 20% off. Robbie, thank you very much for your time. We will see you at Captain's Night. And I'd say happy golfing, but you need to be playing golf to be happy golfing. So happy life.
When are we playing, Josh? I've been waiting for you to bring me to go for it.
Yeah. Don't wait for me, Dad.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck. Great
Cheers,
guys.
Robbie.
See you, Robbie.
Ciao, Rob.
See ya.
Gee, we'll talk about a wide range of tips from the committee. Tony, that's I think you had the highest ranking of the
4th.
committee.
Yeah, just below Copilot.
Well, yeah. Is Tony co-pilot in disguise? That is the question.
Ian Suarez, can I just make one stat check before we move on? Before this, Josh had said that Rob was looking to come off the back fence like Martin Lang at Shark Park in 07. Martin Lang retired from football in 2004. So I just want that on the record. That is a stat check.
Hey,
and I'd like
to
that
be
to be on
fair,
the record.
To be fair, Martin Lang probably didn't retire from football completely, just professional.
I think it was a reserve grade game, wasn't it?
I'm
I-
not. I'm not.
Josh will
I'm not
find
checking
some sort of game where he
I
played.
I will accept the stat check for the fluidity of the podcast. However, my lawyers will be contacting you shortly.
He would have played for the Como Crocs, like B grade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll be in trouble.
Was it called Shark Park back then too?
Was it? I think it was Swai, wasn't it?
Ramondus, maybe one of the 17 they've had.
Endeavour Field.
Endeavour.
Yeah, possibly. Okay, I think we're into the second team. Jimmy, who is team 2 this evening?
The second team today is Team Alaska. That is Pete Smith, Matt Fleming, Gary Morrison, and Colin Chapman.
Suarez, I'll go to you. There's a lot to unpack here. Where do we start?
We'll start with the D grader because we recently had a round with their D grader, and I was saying to fellow committee members that they had to get his tee shots out early, and I think some members here will agree with that when they found out a couple of years ago at Camden Lakeside where they decided to leave him to the last 2 holes. So I think it's imperative on how Pete plays his hole selection with Colin. That's if you get Colin's tee shots right, I think they go a long way of getting mid pack.
Well, I think
to early pack.
Well, Jimmy apparently
that's-
told him what he needed to do, but he already knew it.
I think that's the thing you need to know about Colin. He already knows everything, so you don't need to tell him anything. You leave him to his own devices and you let him figure it out because he knows everything. I think Pete knows that. Pete knows Colin knows everything. So I think he and Colin will work well together.
Pete knows that. Jimmy knows that Pete knows that. Colin knows that. Ian knows that. Jimmy, you've played a lot with Colin. You've also golfed. Now he's a D grader. He pound for pound, his best shot is as good as any D grader's best shot. Like you must admit that.
He can hit a good ball. But yeah, the fact that the reason he's in D grade is because he's inconsistent, right? That's the whole point of D grade is they have some knack of golf. They like most people who are in D grade have played golf before. Maybe Greg Weston is an exception, but But most of the people who are in D grade have at least swung a golf club at some point. They can hit a ball, and they may not just be confident. And I think most of the time, Collins is a confidence thing. It's a lack of games. Like they don't play that often. They don't have their routine they go through with their swing or what have you, and so they get out of shape very quickly.
I would also say match fit. I know it's not match fitness, but match fitness as well. To be out 18 holes in hot weather, because we're going to be playing midsummer. We're in carts, but there is still a bit of match fitness to it. So your D graders will slowly get sloppier and sloppier. So there'll be less chances for you to take the drives longer you go into your rounds. So you need to factor that in.
I think match fitness is a very reasonable statement.
Yeah.
Donnie, a man who celebrated his birthday last week, promoted into B grade for the first time. He may have gone from D to B. I'll be stat checked there, but he's had quite the rise. Give us your thoughts on Flem Dog Millionaire.
Flem he's in for a big year, and I think if anyone, Flem's a guy who is a sportsman week in, week out. He knows what it takes to sort of get to the next level. He's played at a high level in 2 different codes, and golf he's hoping to be his third, I'd believe, from what I see and what I hear. He's probably got the best hands in terms of like being able to hit the ball, distance, touch, feel. Or someone that doesn't play regularly, he would be right up there with the best you'll see. So I think in one way he's actually going to be a bit of a secret weapon for Pete. Pete might see that he is not like the week in, week out golfer, but he'll be able to. He's a bit like he's an enigma, a bit like Swar. I think he can pull stuff out of nowhere. You're not expecting it, and I think that could be really handy, knowing the way that this current team sets up in A, C, and D. I think it could be really positive.
He's a very positive teammate as well. He's the kind of person that'll get if the team is lacking positivity or a little bit of energy, he can bring it. So yeah, I think he's a good
wonder how
addition.
their group chat is going then.
To be honest, with that team, they're going to need it. You got Pete, who's one of the most negative golfers I've ever seen. Chapman gets his head down anytime he lifts his head, and Gaz is just he's affected by those around him. Let's put it that way.
So that's a nice little segue. Tony, take us into the mind of Peter James Smith.
Where do I start? To be fair, I don't see much of him when we play at Bankstown because he's always a bit haywire, always in the trees. He's developed a left hook now. Normally after a round, I get texts from Marketplace that he's sending me all these things that he's looking at. I believe he's bought a new putter this week, and a new wedge might be on the way. So a couple of changes, couple of lessons. His confidence is shot to pieces though. So I sense trouble for this team if their A-grader is in this mindset.
Because I don't reckon anyone is putting more time into their game right now than Pete, and he's the one with the least confidence.
Yeah. I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself and he's stopped enjoying golf a bit. And I think it's causing a domino effect. You just got to have fun out there.
I don't know is Chapman in the...
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. I think we get the man into the room. Arguably, outside of the president, arguably the most famous invitationalist ever.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Chapman.
He's definitely up there. Hey, Chappers.
Hey, gentlemen. How are we?
Chapman, welcome.
Chipotle.
I'm glad to be of assistance in being the fourth one picked out of that team, but that's okay.
Hey, first and our half.
When you go for dregs, you really go for dregs. And I apologise to Jimmy for our round of golf. I did not realise I was saying it as much as you said I was. I'm sure I only said that once, and I knew exactly what I'd done was the problem, which was firing across the fairway, bouncing it off the path into the creek.
You're going to love listening to this back.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You copped it again this week. But
No,
it wasn't for me
surprise.
this week. It wasn't for me.
But I don't think it'll be my fault that our team loses. We do have your father and we do have Pete Smith.
Wow,
who
there's
can't talk
infighting
up his own
already.
game.
Wow.
Infighting.
The gloves are out.
Well,
Chapman, just from
Pete
you,
can't talk up
you've
his own
sort of
game.
yo-yoed
What's
a
the
bit.
problem?
Well, that's right. You were once upon a time you were a C grader. You were in my team that year. Back in a D grade. You're sort of comfortable there, Chappers?
I got no problem with that. I don't have any expectations. I just don't want to come last. Unfortunately, this year might be a problem.
Wow.
As I'm sure, looking around the nice screen in front of me, most of you have probably chosen us 16th.
Well, I think you'll be surprised by the results.
You will be
of this.
surprised.
I think
Yeah.
you'll be
Okay, fair
surprised by
enough.
the predictions.
Yeah.
I had them 17th. Oh, crap.
DNF.
All right.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Colin.
Sorry.
I'm
Why-
here for you guys.
So we know the chat that's currently going on. It's something that I like to ask usually. Is there a group chat that has been created, or are you just waiting for the invitation to that one? How's the group camaraderie going at the moment?
I think Gary has created a group chat and
Okay.
nobody has responded to him.
No,
No.
Surprising,
I
Chapman,
take-
because
I
you're
take that
well
back.
known
I
for
think
replying.
Pete responded to him going, "Keep up the good work, Gary."
that's
Okay.
positive. We'll take that. We'll take that.
I-
Alaska has
Um,
to be. Alaska has to be one of the more high-profile teams we've ever had. Like, it's got a bit of everything in it. Colin Chapman has an award named after him. So does Gary Morrison. Like, there's only two people that have awards named after them, and they're in the same team. That's pretty crazy.
We just got to not win either of them.
It seems like
That's very
it
true.
seems like Alaska's really set on just not coming last. Do you guys fear that your golf is not in a good spot?
Does any of you know when my golf was in a good spot?
Well, I must defend you, Colin, because we did discuss your golf game before you came on, and you were the D grader in my team last year, and you were fine. I'd take you again. I think you're a good D grader.
See, this is the problem. Before the invitational, everyone bags the crap out of me. Then after the invitational, my captain out of my team, other than the one, I don't know if he's in the middle on everybody else's, other than one who's now nodding his head and knows it was his own fault,
Yeah.
You know what?
he gives me
Colin,
raps.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I put too much faith in you that you were going to be a good golfer on that day. I understand that. I understand
That's your
that.
own
You set
fault.
low expectations.
No. Let's go back to that. I told you several times out on the course, will you take my shot?
You know
And
what?
you said,
Wow.
no, we'll have better.
You know what? That year has actually changed my outlook on playing golf with teammates before the round, because we had a belting round, chap. As you remember it, we went out there.
Oh,
me,
no, I
you
had a great
guys, and
round.
Jimmy,
That one was
And-
awesome.
and that's what I mean. We were flying. I was like, oh, we're no problems. It's just what happens. You know, you take your wins and your losses, and some are better than others, and just is what it is. We didn't come last, chaps. We didn't
I
come
think
last.
Yes, we didn't come last.
I think that's the key, right? Like, I think early doors in that round, we'd already played with you like a week beforehand. You played quite well that week. And then coming into on the invitational day, the first 3 or 4 holes, you're just giving us good tee shots. So we're like, this is going to happen all day. There's no rush to get Chappers' shots out. That's fine. And then, the shit hit the fan towards the end of the round. And, it
But it
obviously
was fun.
impacted us. But it's
It
fun.
was funny. We took my shot on the second last hole when we should have actually taken it on the last hole when I actually hit a good shot.
That's very true. Very
Well,
true, but that's okay.
If Alaska
Chapman, are you
don't come
still
last
a-
this year, sorry,
Mhm.
if Alaska don't come last this year, who does come last?
It'll be a kickless. A team with a kickless in it. Because
Team with
I
a
don't know what the
kickless
new
in it.
kickless is like, and we already know what the other one's like.
Oh,
This Chapman Kickless feud has been brewing for a few years now.
I didn't start it, but I'm willing to finish it.
Wow.
So you're saying
Chap,
team
you're-
cherry or team pink?
ink.
Yeah, okay.
I can't say pink because the mother-in-law's in it. Is that the one I can't say?
No, I don't think she's
No.
in thinking.
You're thinking of Cherry, Chappers.
No, I can't say cherry. Sorry, I can't say cherry. So it's pink.
Now,
Yeah,
Mark
you
Butler
can.
to
And you've
come
never been a
last.
fan. You've never been a fan of Brad Hawkins either, so that makes sense. Chappers, who do you think are the threats?
Is that make me actually look at the teams and care. Like I said,
Can you-
I've said before,
Can you
I'll
fire
say it
Morgan
again,
win it,
keep on
chaps?
saying it. I just don't come last. I am happy.
And to be
Do
completely
you think
fair
your
to
father-in-law
Chapman,
can win it, chaps?
No. As an A grader, he doesn't hit it far enough. Unless he has a B grader who can get the distance, yes, he will be consistent and he will be up the middle. So they will have not come last, but they need some more distance on their B grader to get him and his abilities on the chip shots and all that.
yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
Random
completely
little side
fair.
note, going off track a little bit, chappers. I had Nathan Carson last year as my C grade. He was fantastic. So when he's ready to come back, I will happily take him on board.
Yeah, we'd like him to come. We think it'd be enjoy it, but it's just a bit far to come down from Queensland for him
Yeah,
and
of course.
family.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why we're happy to announce next year our 10-year anniversary will be at. I'm joking. It would be great to be in Queensland, though, and we'll let on Nathan when we're up there next.
I to be honest, I'm very surprised that the head of the CYFS Queensland division didn't actually get an invitational off the ground while he was up there. So
That's very true.
it's pretty
Very true.
disappointing.
Used a lot of funds, but we didn't see much work.
Yeah, exactly.
Pete was hoping for a Queensland trip for Christmas next year, and then we moved the invitational up to him.
Give me, who was that former Egyptian minister? Was it Eddie Obeid? Who was it? Who was siphoning money through?
Why am I the political expert? What's happening here? Why did you call me out for that?
Anyway, I think let's give Colin Chapman. Look, I think Colin Chapman's mentally prepared himself for potentially might be coming here. Tony, I'll start with you. Why do Alaska come last? No, I'm kidding. Where do you see Team Alaska this year?
Look, I think Pete will get his shit together between now and Christmas and the Invitational. Gaz's golf this year, I think, is more limited than now that Cogra's gone. So I don't know how much golf he's getting in, and I think it all comes down to their A and C grader this year. I've got them in 13th. I don't have them last. I've got them in 13th.
Okay. Jarrod.
I think natural ability wise, this team is pretty good. It's definitely between the ears with the A and C grader. The B grader will probably surprise them. I think he's far from the worst B grader in the pack, and Colin is far from the worst D grader. I do not have Alaska coming last. I have them coming 14th.
Okay. Big J, Sal Bay.
I think on a good day, this team could win it. My ranking is not based on a good day. I've got Alaska in 14th position also.
But they could win it.
Still not last. I got Cherry and Apple below them.
Donald.
Yeah. This I've put a big circle around these guys. I think if we're talking Smokies, you should be calling the fire brigade. I think these guys could really light it up if they put it together. I've seen Pete play at his best, and I honestly believe I've played with, I would say, 15 out of the 16 A graders, and Pete I would still rank in the top 3 when his game is at its best. So I do give them hope. I just believe there's at the moment 10 teams that I can put more faith in. So I've got them in 11th position. I really do. I honestly, I think they could honestly win it if they put it all together. Like it wouldn't. If you told me at the end of the day they came in the top 3, I wouldn't be like, holy shit. I'd just think, yeah, you know what, they're probably put together. So there's a really big chunk there. 11 seems conservative.
Ian Suarez.
It'll just come down to team decisions on the day. So I've got them in 15th position.
Josh, have you given your odds?
What's the decision that they turn up? Like, what do you...
No, the use of tee shots.
Right, gotcha.
So smart use of tee shots, they won't come last if they use it wisely. If they do what certain teams have done in the past, they will probably come last.
Fair enough.
Before we get on to co-pilot, I have a different train of thought to the rest of my committee members. I think smoke and mirrors, ducks and drakes, Jekyll and Hyde are some terms that come to mind. I think Pete Smith is playing us all for fools. Everyone I've spoke to that's played with Matt Fleming in the past 5-6-ish years, R. Scadella, T. Wilson, I believe D. Morrison, cannot speak highly enough of the Flem dog. Gary Morrison has been there and done it, and Colin Chapman has played C grade before for me. Less said the better. But regardless, he's a very good D grader. I think this team shoots 9 under and comes second on a countback.
Wow.
Are
Huge.
you surprised by the predictions, Chappers?
One of them.
Okay. Very fair. Very fair. So co-pilot, one of our co-sponsors, have said that Smith and Morrison are elite scorers. Chapman is consistent, and Fleming has improved recently. And its verdict was most balanced and reliable team, clear favourite, put you in rank number 1.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Huge.
Okay.
I've always
Huge.
believed in the co-pilot.
I'd like to see the data that was inputted for that.
I will, as I've said many times, I do have the full prompt list of how I
Can I just
like.
ask?
I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this because it keeps
Can I
putting
ask?
Alaska in first, and there's no. And every time I did it, it gave me the same outcome. And then Lemon being last as well was just the same.
So
Yeah,
Gary
that
Morrison
one's a
has,
given. That's okay.
Yeah,
Gary Morrison has lost more times than anyone, and it says this team is reliable.
he's lost. He's lost
Pretty
what,
reliable.
3,
Very.
but he's also been in the top 3 times, something like that.
Chapel,
I don't
have
know.
you ever lost? Have you ever lost? Honestly, I
No.
can't remember. Yeah,
No.
Okay, that's a pretty good start. You played
Count
in
back,
all but
count
all
back
bar
last
one.
year.
Never lost,
Yeah.
never won.
But no, I've never come last.
Yeah,
Colin,
good start.
Colin, you and I, we finished second year 1, and then year 2, you famously finished second at George's River, if you recall.
Correct.
Lemon.
Yep.
Yeah.
With
Correct.
Lemon, T. Carson,
Trev
etc.
Carson.
With
Yeah.
Dad's
So-
Army. Yep.
So Colin Chapman has quite a few podium finishes.
I
Under
also
the radar.
finished on the
Usually,
podium that first year.
Other than the Morrison pairing and last
Well.
year, most of mine are usually top half
Yep.
of
There you go.
the thing. Like
Maybe you're a reason why co-pilot has Alaska in first.
Hmm.
Reliable.
There's a last thing before we let you go, Chap. There's quite a big St. George hockey connection in this team, possibly the biggest one in this year's tournament. So that probably guarantees failure. I haven't really taken that into consideration. There's probably going to be some like halfway through the round, probably going to get some Pakistanis to come play for you guys or something, or there's going to be some sort of.
I don't associate with that team or that club anymore, so no.
Is that a political statement? Is that a political statement? Or
Actually,
you...
none of the players in the team actually do play hockey for St. George at the moment in that team. They
Okay,
all used
Colin's
to,
now
but
aligned
none
with
of them
them.
Several
play.
years.
But they did for a long time. What?
I've
Is that a
managed to
stat
scrape
check?
through.
Is that a
Surely.
stat check, Swire? Were you checking stats then?
I'm
What?
not watch.
You've got
Josh said there's a
Swire.
St.
It's
George
time for a new
hockey-
president.
What?
Time for a
Josh
new
said there
president.
was a St. George hockey connection, which is true, but
Okay.
none of them play. I was just
Yeah, okay.
making sure that was.
Right.
The
I would
best
like to bring it up to people just as we can round out this conversation with the great man. Second of 3, year 1. Second of 7. 8 of 10. 13 of 14. 5 of 13. 7 of 12. 13 of 14 and 13 of 15. So
Good
That's
as I
Colin.
thought.
check your stats. That's okay. Just,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I was
sorry,
just proving
Consistent.
consistent, reliable.
He
and
has
got-
two good ones.
Sorry, I don't have the
Two
data in
good
front of
ones,
me,
two
and
bad
somebody
ones, two good
wants
ones,
to
two
bring
bad
all the
ones.
data up.
To be fair, though,
Co-pilot.
he's had 2 bad ones now, so he should be
Co-pilot.
due for 2 good ones.
It's true.
has he come 13th every year? That's all I heard.
What about Matt Fleming? Has he ever finished bottom half? Because I reckon he's had some good finishes.
I can
I don't think he
tell you
has.
that, mate. Give me 1 second. I'll look through my source here. Shout out to co-pilot again as I bring up the stats.
Hang on,
Just gotta
profile had
find
nothing
his
to
name.
do with this. This is all
Correct.
me.
James Morgan. He has played 5 times. He's come 2nd of 10, 9 of 14, 9 of 12, 6 of 14, and 3 of 15. So lower end. Pretty good record. Pretty good record.
Colin Chapman, you're always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for short notice as well, chaps.
Yeah,
No,
appreciate
no,
it.
Happy golfing, chat.
Glad I could stand in for.
Great, thank you,
Mate,
chaps.
You're the first time we called. See you
No,
later.
it's not. Don't lie.
Cheers, Chavez.
See you,
Bye.
Chapman.
Thanks, chaps.
Bye.
Bye now.
I would say Colin Chapman is probably our oldest, like as our longest serving guest. I think he's been here since day dot.
Yeah.
Apart from Janine,
I
maybe he
think
would have
with
been
that-
A little bit late on the first one, but he's been there.
Also,
since
you
then.
you never see someone enter the chat so defeated and leave happier. Usually it's the other way around.
Hashtag Shane Devine. I still can't really forget when we made him check into his laptop when he was on a conference in Queensland. He's all high and mighty, came on, and I think everyone bar one had him in last place. And he left the call defeated.
Hell of a guy, though. Hell of a guy.
Lovely man. Lovely man.
I think we've just about time for the great reveal. I will cross over to Don.
Absolutely. I think very good time. And for those who may be listening on the our audio page, your Spotify or whatever it may be, if you do want to look on our YouTube, which I think still goes up, Jimmy, from what I see in the past, they'll be able to see the screenshot, which I am sharing as of right now. I'll put this together for people to look at. So this will be the starting holes, and I'm happy to read through these. So what we do after every year, we do go through the team that was drawn order, and we look through from, they will start on the opening holes and work backwards everything from 1. We start at 1 and then 18, 17, 16, all the way down to 12 with our 16 teams this year. So I will go through them from top to bottom, starting, and this is in draw order. So Augusta and Pink will start on the first hole. The order I call these in, Augusta will tee off first, Pink will tee off second. They are playing the par 5 first, which is index 8. Sky and Galaxy will tee off the 18th green, which is the par 3, the one that looks back towards the clubhouse. That is index 9. Lemon and Cherry take on the second hardest hole on the course, the 17th, the par 4. Lemon leading off first, Cherry to follow. Harbour and Apple will tee off the 16th, the par 3, which is ranked 18, the easiest hole on the course, according to the index. Imperial and Surf will tee off the 15th hole, the par 5, 11th. The par 5, 15th, is ranked index 11. Blaze and Platinum will be off the 14th, which is a par 4, ranked 14. Royal and Mint will tee off on the sort of little dog leg 13th, par 5. A little bit of water before the green. They'll be index 5. And Snow and Alaska will tee off on the 12th, which does have index 13, which I find quite rare. I think that is quite an easy hole from memory, but that's looking like it could be anything for these guys. So really looking forward to getting this out. We will probably put this graphic up and I'll share it with into the CYFS Invitational group tomorrow once the podcast has gone out, so that we don't sort of reveal it beforehand. But some interesting things there. I'll stop sharing that for now. Actually, no, I'll keep it up.
Just want to stat check
I'll go
it.
to you guys. Yep.
Want to stat check it, Donnie? The 14th is not a par 4; it's a par 3.
Is that correct? Okay, I'll go back. I could check my sources on that and go back. That's the one. That's the sort of longish one, isn't it? The long.
It is
par
one of the
3
longer par 3s
over the water. Yeah,
between the
I'll
two.
get that
par
changed.
lines.
I can get that changed. As we look at it, I mean, we heard Robbie who started on the 18th during the podcast, and they got off to a pretty good start. I think consensus would be that's probably the one you don't want to start on. How does everyone sort of view this? I know we do it most years, but we'll do this for 5 minutes before we finish the pod. And even your own team's predictions on this as you look at them. What are we thinking?
I mean,
Well, Josh said he started on the 18th last year and 3 of them put it into the water. So, like, how are you feeling after that, Josh? Not ideal.
Look, this year, everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm starting on the best hole. Like, yeah, whatever. But 18 was tough. I find generally, I like hitting a driver first because you can sort of miss 10 meters either side. It's not a big deal, sort of thing. When you have an iron in hand, you miss 10 meters. Like look at 18. You miss 10 meters on the left in the drink. You miss 10 meters on the right. There's a bunker there. It's a bit of a tricky one. It's not long, but it's tricky. I like starting on 17 because 17 typically is not a birdie hole. Typically, it's a tough hole. So to start with a par on a tough hole would be a good start.
No one birdied 17 last year, but 2 bogeys.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great start. I did not know that. Was there any others like that, Tony, that you've got up your sleeve by any chance?
Not that I can see. No.
Yeah.
That was the only hole.
Interesting.
I
So
think
that's rough.
we had on 17 last year. I'm pretty sure we took LG's drive and had like 190 something in
Long
like, it's a
hole.
long hole. Yeah,
Oh,
and you've got that
14
sort of creek.
14's the
I
only
think
other one
starting-
with no birdie.
Wow.
I think starting on a par 5 is always good, even like particularly the first, because you've got that creek there, so it's a bit of a layup hole anyway. So everyone can get driver out, get a feel for it. You could probably take a D-grader shot if they hit it decent and hit the green in 3 and still make a birdie. So I think Augusta.
Do you buy
and
into the fact with that, Chock, that you have to be making birdies on your par 5s to be a chance?
Yeah. You have to birdie the par 5s.
Interesting.
So
I mean,
Shark-
if -8 is the winning score, what are there 3 or 4 par 5s?
There's 4 par 5s.
4.
4, I believe.
Yeah, you've got to birdie. You've got to birdie.
You'd have to birdie at
those,
least
like-
3 of them.
Yeah.
Shark started on the 12th last year, the winning team. So good signs for Alaska.
Yeah, well, that's a
Alaska
very
snow.
comfortable hole to start on. I agree with
Um,
Donnie. I reckon that's probably one of the easier holes on the course.
6
That's-
birdies. Six
That's the
birdies on
sharp
the 12th.
dog leg left from memory. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
300-meter par 4.
This is the one I was talking about, though. It is quite a short par 4 that you sort of are banking on a lower grade of shot there. So that 6 birdies probably doesn't surprise me there. But it can be tricky. A little bit of an elevated green. If you hit it too straight, you're in the shit. So it's not
would
as easy as
say-
we think.
I would say also a majority of our golfers would not be hitting draws. They're hitting fades or slices in general. So it's not the easiest hole to start on. A lot of the time, a lot of teams would have found themselves off to the right of the green in that mushy shit to the right of the green. So you'll take the longest drive, but it's still going to be a tough one. But yeah,
Good thoughts. I'll stop sharing that now and we can finish off this podcast. Plenty of good stuff next week. I think we've only got 2 left. Scurry, from memory. I think you had them written down.
Yeah, we have the last 2 are Team Pink, the reigning champion captain, and last but not least, the team on everyone's lips, Team Snow. Talk about guys coming off the back fence. Chief Lamar will be coming right out off the car park for that one.
It'll be like Ruben Wiki off the back fence at Canberra Stadium in 2024. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Go on.
It's going to be
Go on,
explosive.
Go on, sir.
His daughter played this year at Canberra Stadium.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Rubina.
Well, no, Wiki, hell of a sound. Okay. That's all we have time for. Donnie, anything you'd like to add?
No, but really looking forward to a round that I'll have between now and next week's podcast. So really looking forward to that somewhere.
Undercover golfer might be watching. Jared Wells.
We'll see.
Just looking forward to see Donnie's team shoot the lights out next week and then fall over a couple of hurdles in December.
Tony Qatar?
Might have to miss next week's pod. Sorry, guys.
You got a contract.
it's noted, Tony. It's noted.
Big J?
No, nothing.
Yeah, nothing from me either. Suarez, please do your thing.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, and may I check your stats before you check them. Is that right?
Well, it's the other way around.
Close enough. Sorry.